Good morning to you. It's Wednesday, March 19th. Welcome into 270 weather. I'm Chris Allen, just having my cup of coffee this morning in my, what's been deemed the future great grandpa mug. I love it. I got this when I was told that I was going to be a great grandfather, and it's just weeks away. That's the thing. So, yeah, pretty cool, huh? So I'm coming to you early this morning. I'm up early. Got to get the day going. Today, got some extra things going on. Plus, we've got the weather that is going to be a little extra for us. So I wanted to get to it as early as possible, and let's do it. Here we go with the review of yesterday. That is not correct. Let me change this very quickly. I'm so sorry. I thought I had everything ready to go. Yesterday's high was not 54. It was more like 77. Here it comes. There it is. Okay, now we're good. Yeah, that felt good, didn't it? 77 was the high temperature, 16 degrees above normal, and normal is 61. The low was 38. We had no precipitation over the past 24 hours, but we're about to get some. It's not going to be a lot of rain, but it's more about the potential storminess of this system that's going to come in this afternoon and this evening that I'm concerned about, and we all should be a little concerned about. Let's check this out. First of all, the severe weather outlook has changed somewhat, but overall, we're still in that level one marginal risk for a few severe storms this afternoon and this evening in a time of, say, any time after 4 uh, or 5 o'clock Central Time, anywhere in that window into the evening. And this is not going to be an overnight situation. This is all going to be this afternoon and this evening, then it's gone. It's a pretty fast moving system. But you can see the area that to our north, over the Wabash River Valley and much of Indiana and Illinois, level 2 slight risk, but they've added a level 3 enhanced risk over parts of central and eastern Illinois. That's where the better setup is for severe storms, damaging wind, and yes, there's even a tornado threat there. Let's show the tornado threat. And as you can see, it cuts off pretty much near Bowling Green. But I mean, again, like I said yesterday, if you were watching, we can't say zero threat. It is not a zero threat type of situation. There could be a little spin up somewhere near us, especially west of Interstate 65. That's what you see right there between Louisville and Bowling Green. That's 65. There's the Western Kentucky Parkway, I 24, and I 69. So that's where that level one risk is as well. And the risk here of getting a tornado is 2 to 4%. 2 to 4%. Not very high, but once you get up into that enhanced risk area into Illinois, that's where it's not only greater than 10%, but there's also a greater than 10% chance of a more significant tornado, EF2 or higher. So that's where the real threat of severe weather is going to be today, especially for tornadoes. Now, we do have a severe wind threat, damaging wind threat, if you want to call it that. 5 to 14% chance here over much of Kentucky. And then you go north into that level 2 slight risk area. And then you're seeing 15 to almost 30% chance of damaging wind. There's even a hail threat. And I mentioned this yesterday. It's not much, but we're talking about hail that is, more than just pea size hail. We're talking about something that's going to be about dime size, nickel size, or larger. It's possible. There's a lot of cold air on top of this system and a lot of cold air behind it. So because of that, once the system comes in and starts depositing the rain and the wind, it can also, if conditions favor, we could have some hail producing storms. Not the kind of big hail that they had back in Owensboro over the weekend, but some hail nonetheless. So I wanted you to be aware of that. And as you can see, after today, I mean, there's nothing. No more severe weather threats for a pretty good while. It's going to be a while after that. So, right off the bat, getting you your severe weather threats, letting you know what they are, and we'll continue, of course, to watch this as we go through the day. Now, the wind, yeah, it's a big problem. It's going to be a big problem, and as you can see here, we've got wind advisories in effect for the entire area pretty much. And then behind it, there's not only wind advisories, but fire wind warnings or fire weather warnings. And the fire danger back here where it's not going to rain as much is a problem. And then where there's not going to be the severe weather threat necessarily, far eastern Kentucky in the mountainous areas, um, seeing also the fire danger. So on either side of us, we've had so much rain. Remember, we had over 3.5 inches of rain Saturday into Sunday, so that is keeping the fire danger down for us. But with the winds being ridiculous back to the west, especially, and very little rain, there's the problem. We've got just big time issues with the fire danger. Okay. Let's go to the Kentucky Mesonet network and see how the numbers are behaving this morning. And it's nice and mild. Temperatures here, the current time is 5:43. And you've got, there's a few upper 50s, but most everybody's in the low 60s across the board this morning. Wind, of course, it's been breezy yesterday and still breezy. These are the sustained winds, not the gusts. Sustained winds coming from the south at about 10 to 15. That can only mean the gusts are probably over 20 in some cases. Yeah, especially back here into western Kentucky, 24, 22, 25, more around 15 to 20, right over southern Kentucky. Dew points, let's see where they are. Now, this is key too, because uh, the higher dew points is what helps fuel some of the stronger storms. Right now, the dew points are not bad at all. They're in the 30s and 40s. So that's not an issue, at least not right now. But once the sun comes up, we get some daytime heating, and I think there will be plenty of time for that as we go into the day. Then I foresee that we could at least get dew points in the 50s, maybe even mid 50s. It's that 60 degree dew point threshold that um, gives us problems as far as severe weather. But I don't see that happening. But um, some of the higher dew points will be in the 50s today. So it's going to get a little more humid as that cold front begins to make its way in here. Looking at the high resolution satellite view, you can see all night long clouds have been gathering, especially high and mid level clouds. And then here's our front. back to the west where we're seeing that, we'll see that line of storms coming in. As you can see, it's showing 56 degrees right now in Bowling Green at last observation from the airport. Uh, so yeah, we're it's gonna be a windy, warm day. The storms, as I mentioned, are not going to come in until probably sometime after 4 this afternoon. Here's the surface map. We'll go through step by step. Here we have notice the tight lines, isobars, neatly packed here because of the low pressure system that is coming in with the cold front. So it's going to be windy at times today. We could have some wind gusts with that wind advisory, and that's why it's up. It starts at 10 a.m. this morning, goes until 10 a.m. this evening. Some gust up to 40, certainly possible. Here we are at 1 o'clock this afternoon. Here comes our cold front, and here comes the showers and thunderstorms. Once we get, especially for the drive home, that's when it's going to impact our area. Pretty good, kind of a broken line of scattered thunderstorms. This is not going to be a very linear type setup like we saw Friday night to the west of us that was producing the severe weather. These are going to be more individual cells. Now, there is a concern that if there's enough instability, some of those individual cells could become supercells. They could start rotating, in other words. Uh, but at the least, producing damaging wind and hail. These look to be hail producing storms because of all the cold air that's behind that. And you can see it doesn't take long for some of this rain to change over or mix with some snow showers once the cold front passes. And we're going to find our temperatures going down significantly as we get into this evening. So we may get up to 70, 71, 72, not quite as warm as the 77 of yesterday, but the temperatures will come tumbling down into the upper 30s by this time tomorrow morning behind this front. So there we are, prime time after 4. But here's Bowling Green. I think closer to 6 or 7 o'clock this evening is when we're going to have the worst of the weather with those thunderstorms. Then windy, colder. Here's 1 a.m. or just after midnight tonight. And you see on the backside snow, a snow mix over parts of Missouri and into Illinois. And yeah, even some parts of our area may see a flyby flurry mixing in with the light rain. It's not going to amount to anything. The ground is too warm. I don't think it's just a big old nothing burger of light snow. And then it's just going to get on out of here pretty quickly. Fast moving system. The winds, as you can see, are dying down once we get into tomorrow and tomorrow evening. Here's Friday morning. High pressure takes over. And, Thursday is the first day of spring tomorrow. Uh, and it's going to be the chilliest day out of the next 7, as you'll see. Here comes another cold front that swings in. This is Saturday. Saturday night into Sunday. This system will bring us another round of showers and thunderstorms there Sunday morning. And you see that coming in. And there could be maybe a few stronger storms. But this one, too, has some colder air behind it. So not as big of a dip in temperature with this one as what we're going to see tonight and early tomorrow, but still a little coolish afterwards as we get into Monday and Tuesday of next week with a few leftover showers. One more graphic to show you, and that is the model blender, just to give you an idea of the temperature range that we're looking at over the next 10 days. And, here we go from 70, 71, 72 today to 41. I'm going to say upper 30s, really, tonight as skies clear. And then only 48 tomorrow. First day of spring. And Lotus, look at all those beautiful 60s and upper 50s and 70s. The one day that is going to be chilly is the first day of spring tomorrow, 48. Then down to 29, so below freezing. Keep that in mind. Tomorrow night, Thursday night into Friday morning, cold enough to, if you've set something out for the growing season, it could do a number on it. 29 is 29, 30, still below freezing. Then we go to 60, 60s for the rest of the weekend. Next week, we'll start with another cool down as another system comes in, that one I showed you for Sunday. Um, and then we see a warming trend by next weekend. It's going to warm up back into the 70s for the last weekend of March. Can you believe? Last weekend of March. Crazy. All right. Here's your 7-day forecast as I showed it on News 40 last night at 5, 6, and 10. Pretty much what I just outlined, but if you want exact numbers, there they are. 70 today, 38 tonight. Spring begins tomorrow, and a chilly 48, breezy. Uh, let's see, 60s, yeah, low to mid upper 60s for the weekend. The rest of the weekend's going to be fine, except for Sunday, where it's showing some of those showers, and then Monday and Tuesday, that's the next system. Even though there it's got 20% chance of rain, it actually goes up a little bit more as we head into the middle of next week with another system. I mean, these rainy systems just keep coming in, and windy systems too, because it's March. March typically has a lot of wind to it. We've just had a lot of it here lately. Um, let's see. Norm and Kathy Poppy, do you have a set time? Do you do Facebook? No, I don't. And but I mean, I do this live, but then it's recorded, so and then I post it, and you can watch it anytime. It just depends on what kind of day I've got ahead of me. Like today, I need to get an early start. I've got some things to do. Um, Usually, I try to do this about between 7:30 and 8 o'clock, but that's not going to be every day. It's going to be. It just depends on what kind of day I've got going. But today, as you can see, it's 5:53. There's the clock back there. I had to get this done early. All right, but you're informed and you know what to do. Keep your weather radios on and make sure that you've downloaded, of course, the News 40 weather app on your phone. This one, I think, will produce a few warnings this afternoon, namely severe thunderstorm warnings, if anything, because of the wind and the hail potential. There might be a tornado warning. I mean, I can't say it's not going to happen. It can happen. But we'll be keeping an eye on it. I'll be there tonight at 5, 6, and 10, as I usually am, on WNKY News 40. You can download the app right there with that QR code if you don't have it. Have a great day, everybody. Thanks for watching.